Flying saucers, hovering discs, unexplainable shapes in the sky. UFOs have long been a part of Oregon's history, and this summer, the sightings really came pouring in.
We were curious about this. Our Cole Miller traveled east to meet someone who spotted something suspicious and sat down with a UFO expert, and Cole has the video that was caught on camera.
More often than not, when we hear those three words, unidentified flying object, we think about the Southwest, New Mexico, and Roswell. But what about the Northwest? One expert tells me here in Oregon, we have the second most sightings in the United States. The most recent happening right here in the skies above Pendleton.
Okay, there's a white thing up there. It's been there for a long time.
That small dot in a sea of blue, just a speck in the sky, spotted by Virgil Bates Jr.
We looked up, you see this white thing, it's just there. That got our attention.
Began to look a little suspicious.
Yes.
That thing's way up there, huh? That thing, he says, floated above Pendleton, its historic downtown and cowboy statues, for more than an hour this past July. This thing did not go unnoticed. A lot of people in town looked up in the sky and they saw that thing.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool.
In a landscape that looks somewhat extraterrestrial itself, with an airbase not far from town, Bates says there was nothing else flying that day.
They're here.
Yeah.
His only explanation, whatever that thing was an unidentified flying object, a UFO. Virgil, what do you make of the whole thing?
Well, I think there's other things out there besides, we can't be the only people around, or whatever you want to call us.
We have a huge database of UFO reports.
That's Tom Bowden, a UFO expert of sorts. His coffee table makes that abundantly clear.
I started looking into this subject matter about 1974, 75.
So you've got some experience under your belt.
Yes.
Bowden is the Oregon director for what's known as MUFON. That's the Mutual UFO Network. It's dedicated to studying those sightings and those who report them.
What we do is we investigate the people who say they've seen UFOs. We're looking into their story and trying to understand that person.
The volunteer-based group has 4 investigators here in Oregon, which, as it turns out, ranks incredibly high in sightings. Why do you think it is so many people report seeing UFOs in our state?
Well, the problem with the question why is that there's just no rational explanation for that.
Of course, there's that famous saucer from McMinnville back in the 50s. Before that, something strange over Mount Adams. And this summer, Bowden says, was a busy one.
And they've really piled up. Not sure what was going on.
From May 1st to late September, 72 reports in all. 30%, he says, remain unidentified. As for Bowden's most memorable investigation, it was August of 2003 near Gresham High School.
Dark triangular craft was just hovering right there, a few hundred feet above the houses.
He posted flyers just like this one in the neighborhood, and more people came forward having seen something just like that. Do you believe that the government knows more than it lets on about UFOs, or that there's somebody out there who knows more than we've been told?
It's pretty certain that that parts of the government do have that, do know more than they are letting on.
At 71, Bowden is hopeful that a breakthrough will come while he's still alive. Until then, he'll keep digging, that manual on how to do so in hand. Back out east,
Anyway, just wanted to show you guys out.
Bates says he'll continue to keep his eyes peeled for any aerial anomalies that might pay a visit. I guess you look at the skies a little differently?
Oh yeah, you got to take a closer look. They're probably as curious as we are.
In Pendleton, Cole Miller, KOIN6 News.
And so here's something else. An interesting fact, according to the Mutual UFO Network here in Oregon, Lincoln City has the highest number of reports per capita, followed by Brookings and then Tillamook.
But Portland, though, reports by far the most overall. So overall, the most sightings right here in the city limits.
Interesting.